Hey everybody, Mr. Concrete and an old rag. That's not exciting. This is exciting. We're revisiting a project, something that we poured earlier, to talk about finishing. Finishing work. People want to know. Here's a piece. It has had little to no finishing done on it. What do we do? Well, I'm going to run you through it. Welcome back to the channel. I think this is the joy of concrete. As we record more videos, the videos start to fall into categories that we can help identify each of the categories and kind of figure out what they are and hopefully organize them in a way that helps you, the viewer, find what you're looking for to watch. Maybe you just want to watch aimlessly, but maybe you've got intent behind what you're doing. And if you do, I want to help you achieve your goals. I want to help you realize your full potential in concrete. And I know we can do it together. So what am I doing? I'm just wiping this piece down. A little bit dirty. I'm just using a rag, a little bit of water. This is the first stage of finishing. Why am I doing this? I am doing this because this was cast of blue pigment. And what blue pigment likes to do is anytime it touches a mold anywhere, it sticks. It sticks and it's kind of just on the surface of the mold, but it stays there. And then as your concrete cures, even if the blue concrete itself has moved to a new spot, the initial place where it's stuck leaves a little bit of residue, blue residue. And we can actually get rid of it just with a little bit of surface wiping. There we go. Look how much our pink is brightened up. That looks better. The bottom, what do we got? The bottom is pretty smooth. A couple little high points. But the main thing is we got this lip. Look at this. You see it? I can feel it. It's sharp. You can see it right there. This lip. We don't want that. How do we get rid of it? Well, I've got 2 pieces of sandpaper. This is wet dry sandpaper. You can buy this at any hardware store. Nothing special. This one is about, this is a 220 grit wet dry sandpaper. This is a 40 grit wet dry sandpaper. Pretty rough. Why am I using wet dry sandpaper? I'm using wet dry sandpaper because it allows me to make it wet. Should we just do this? Let's just do it. You can watch. I'm sure you're going to figure out what I'm doing. The first thing I'm doing is I'm taking down the burr. That little edge, I'm taking it off because that burr makes a spot that is going to want to chip. And if it chips off at a burr, it can sometimes pull a big chunk out of your concrete and make a real nasty looking edge. So let's get rid of the burrs right away. And we just wet down our sandpaper. Smooth along the burr. Oh, that's nicer. Why am I wetting down the sandpaper? Why are we doing this wet? We're doing this wet because we don't want to make a bunch of dust. Concrete dust is not good for you. You should be wearing a dust mask right now, all the time. Anytime you're working with concrete or clay or any other stone or mortar or plaster, what have you, wear a dust mask. Protect your lungs. Why? Because all of those things contain silica. Silica, not good for you. Silica is in everything. It's in sand, it's in granite, it's in concrete. It's in basically all dust. If you breathe in dust, odds are a strong, heavy component of that dust is silica. You don't want it. So one of the easiest ways to avoid dust, do everything wet. The other bonus of doing things wet is it's a little bit more precise. We get a nicer, cleaner edge if we go wet. If we do this dry, not as great. Don't grind anything dry. It's dumb. It's a waste of time. It's hard on your body. It's hard on your equipment. It's hard on everything. And who wants to make a bunch of dust? So here we go. Step 1, we've taken our burr down. I haven't really 45'd it. Just rough, gone over it. No more burr. Boom. Easy, right? Step 2, we got a couple high points. Think we can deal with them? We can. We're just gonna go like this. I'm still using this heavy 40 grit paper. important that I took that burr down first, because now when I do this, the circular motion, if there was a burr here, my sandpaper, I'd hit it like this, I'd snap the burr off, and it would fracture down into my edge. That sucks. You don't want to do that. Oh, look at that beautiful color. Beautiful? No, not beautiful. That's just mud. That just happens when you mix pink and blue and yellow together. You get mud color. Good news is we're almost done. It's feeling a little bit gritty, but smooth. All the high points gone. And just to make sure, I'm going to flip it back. This probably sounds great on the mic. See if we can fix it up in post, but it's noisy. Whatever. Okay, here we go. I don't think we need this anymore. 40 grit paper, wet dry paper, got it from the hardware store. Big deal. Big deal. Alrighty. And take a look. That's looking like an almost a finished product. You could be done here. This is pretty smooth. See that? But I'm not the kind of person who leaves things like this. I'm crazy like that. I don't quit. So now I've got the 220. What does 220 paper do? 220 paper is not really going to take down any edges for you. It can. It's a lot of elbow grease if you're going to take an edge down with 220. But what 220 will do, it's going to smooth all of our 40 grit. And make it feel real nice. Something wet polished, wet sanded to 220 is actually pretty smooth. To put that into perspective, if you're polishing stonework with, say, if you went up to an 800 grit, you'd actually start to see reflections, like reflections that are, you'd be able to tell what they are, like reflections of people's face, lights, writing, stuff. At 800 grit, that's about when you start to see reflections. Once you get above 800 grit, then you can get into things that are mirror finishes, 1500, 3000, 4000. That's getting up to 4000. It's like, that's a mirror gloss finish. It's shiny. But you know what? 200 for the bottom of an object is kind of perfect. So we've done our edge. Feels a lot smoother. And now we're just going to hit this bottom. Circular motion, lots of water, a little bit of pressure. Flip it, do the other side. Are we done? We're done with that. It's quick. Look how quick it is. When you use the right tools and the right technique, and you've got the right mix design, that counts for a lot. Do not discount how much using a proper mix from the get-go can help you. Well, there you have it. Now, last but not least, we are going to put a coat of sealant on this thing. First thing I'm going to do is rinse my cloth. How do you seal concrete? There's my arm. How do you seal concrete? You can just wax it. That's one way. There's any number of sealants on the market. That's another way to seal concrete. What do I like to do? What's easy? What do you want to do? What's going to be easy for you? The easiest thing for you to do at home to seal concrete is to go to a hardware store and get some tile sealant. I'll show it again. It's a bottle like this. It's just tile sealant. It's a waterborne acrylic. No big deal. Nothing fancy. And I don't need much of it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pour some onto my table. You could pour some into a little container. I'm going to use that much sealant. When you're sealing concrete, you want your concrete, if you're using a waterborne acrylic, when you're sealing concrete with a waterborne acrylic, start with wet concrete. It'll absorb in better. It won't dry out as quick, and it'll give you a finish that's not that streaky. You don't want streaks. So what I do the bottom, hold it in my hand, do all the sides, and I get down into this channel, do the fronts. Waterborne acrylics are easy to work with. They're generally safe. You don't want to drink it, but most waterborne acrylics are extremely low VOC. They're made for contractors to be able to use in houses that are occupied or home renovation enthusiasts, whoever. But they're very, very low VOC. It's a very, very user-friendly product. And the waterborne acrylic is just going to give us, this is a matte finish, but it's still going to give us a little bit of shine. It's going to make our colors a little bit more rich. And now, you know, I've sealed the bottom. So you're like, you doofus, you sealed the bottom. How are you going to make sure that the bottom doesn't stick to your table? Look at this little piece of styrofoam I found on the ground. Boom, like that. One corner up off the ground. This thing's going to dry all the way through. We're done. After this waterborne acrylic dries, give it a quick buff of wax. It's going to be so beautiful. Thanks for sticking around, watching the whole video. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe to the video. Hit that notification button. Leave a comment down below. All those things help us ensure that we can keep this channel rolling. We want to keep it rolling. I want to make as many videos as possible that delve so deep into concrete making that we'll go into uncharted territory with you together. Concrete artists. That's us. Bye, everyone. And thanks for, let's move this over here. Thanks for doing this with me. Sealing this thing up, making it look great. I loved it. Had a ton of fun. Have any questions? Let me know. Peace.